Hey all, Casual Noob Gamer here. How are you doing? Back for another video. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, I am talking about the probable. Now I don't know the reason, but I am hypothesizing on what I think the reason for a lot of the video game price increases are. I mean, I'm sure we all understand that a lot of it boils down to market conditions, inflation, different tariffs that may or may not be imposed on products. I'm talking about pricing, not just in the US, but apparently Nintendo just put out a kind of a press release with a news source in about pricing in Canada. This was from Nintendo of Canada, which I didn't know there was a specific Nintendo of Canada. You usually don't hear from them, so the place that in the U.S. here that we don't normally hear about. Whenever you hear about like the Nintendo territories that normally don't, put stuff out, it's usually bad news if you're hearing from places like this, and it may be a little thing that we have to be aware of here in the U.S. that these prices may be coming here. So Nintendo of Canada has said that pricing for the original Nintendo Switch family of systems, not the Nintendo Switch 2, but the original Nintendo Switch, that the Switch, the OLED, the original Switch, the Switch Lite, physical and digital games, some accessories. So basically, I mean, we've already seen an increase in price in amiibos. I guess maybe that stuff didn't hit Canada at the time. Maybe it did. So that stuff is going up. I noticed that Nintendo is pricing the original Nintendo Switch system because, to be honest, they want to push as many people to the Switch 2 as they can. So if they're gonna have a price increase to offset the basically, because everything is getting affected by inflation and tariffs, but Nintendo is strategically, like when they had the tariff scare for the release of the Switch 2, instead of going across the board and increasing the prices on everything, they increased the prices on just the accessories and left the console at the price it was at. And I think that is kind of the strategy that is very smart, where basically you get people in the door with a good introductory price into your console, and then once they have the console, they're gonna want the games and the accessories. So then at that point, you have no choice but to pay for the increased price on the accessories and things. Now, surprisingly, PlayStation is the only brand that really has not increased the price right now, because I think PlayStation is trying to be very aggressive with sales of their consoles and their accessories. Although PlayStation controllers have gone up in price by about $5 to $10, I want to say, from what it was, from what I kind of looked into. Now Xbox has increased across the board the consoles and the accessories, but Xbox right now for this generation is in dead last place, and has not been competitive at all. So I think they're trying to just basically save face and say, well, you know what, we're not gonna get the lead. We're not gonna do better. So let's at least not lose money, because when PlayStation is not increasing their prices, they are most likely losing money and taking a hit to get people in the door, because then they can sell more software. Xbox, if they're selling software, it's on the PlayStations, so they don't need to sell more consoles, because their games are being made available on PCs and on PlayStation consoles and some Nintendo consoles with certain games, not anything newer. I don't think we've seen a title lately coming to Nintendo from Xbox. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I mean, I think that the smart strategy for a video game company, if you're trying to be competitive, is to get people in the door and keep your console as reasonably priced as you can, and then make money on everything around the console, which is the games, the accessories. Which, I mean, if you want to blame tariffs, okay, on physical items like physical games, I could see tariffs, and on accessories, because those are items that are manufactured in other countries that would get hit with a tariff. But Nintendo is also raising the prices, at least in Canada right now, of the digital games, which I guess, if your physical game is going up in price, you want to keep it the same with the digital games and keep that kind of basically, the similar to each other. But then also, you have the NSO, the Nintendo Switch Online, which is a purely digital service, and I believe that is going up. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe that is also going up. I know that during, usually I wait for either a Days of Play sale or a Black Friday sale for PlayStation Online to have some sort of discount for returning members, but they only had it for, I believe, new PlayStation Online. So the PS Plus only had for new members, because I couldn't get a returning member discount. Maybe I just didn't look in the right place. But I mean, yeah, these consoles, I think that what's going on is they're basically trying to price outside the console. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. I'm the Casual Noob Gamer. Have a good day.